What's up, YouTube? I'm just gonna be making another quick video. I'm here by myself right now, so I figured why not make at least one video. I might be making two, again on the subject of silver. Now, this isn't really gonna be why should you be buying or converting your money into silver. This is gonna be more, excuse me, on the lines of why I personally like to purchase silver. Now, this goes way back to my young childhood. Ever since I was a child, I really enjoyed coins, old coins. Back then, it was more numismatic stuff, like, just old coins. Even if it's not that numismatic, I really didn't care. Just an old silver coin, like a Morgan dollar, I thought was really, really cool as a child. But as I got older, I started finding out more and more about the Great Recession of 2008 and the instability of the Federal Reserve and our government's love of spending money that they don't have and getting us further and further in debt. And it's honestly scary once you do all your research and discover for yourself just how bad the situation really looks. And of course, in 2008, you had all the bailouts and everything, which is just gonna kick the can further down the road for even worse economic situation in the future. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that happens within the next 10 years. Now, does that mean it will happen in the next 10 years? No, it doesn't. It can happen tomorrow, it can happen in the next 50 years. No one knows. That's the uncertainty of Wall Street nowadays. Everything's super saturated. Everything's, overhyped in my opinion on Wall Street except for silver. Right now, silver is sitting at $15.08 per ounce. Now, by the time this video releases, it could be all the way up to $16. I really don't think it is. A lot of people believe that the silver market hit its all-time low, which in a long time back, only a few months ago, back in September of 2018. I wasn't buying silver at this time. I had a good bit of silver already, well, a small little silver coin collection, but I didn't choose to start actually purchasing silver yet until recently. But again, this is a wonderful, why I personally like stacking silver is because this is a storage device for wealth. I mean, look at Venezuela. Let's use Venezuela as an example. I can't remember. I think it was on either another YouTube video or something where one of these will buy you, I think, 3 months of food. And I think there was claims even in Venezuela that 1 ounce, literally 1 ounce of gold could buy you a house. If the U.S. ever turns out to look like Venezuela, and I pray to dear God that it never does, but if it does, buying a house for one little, that's the thing. I don't live in Venezuela. I've never been there, so I can't confirm or deny whether that's true. I mean, in Venezuela, anything's possible, honestly, at this point, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's a false claim and it's more like 5 ounces of gold. But can you imagine being able to purchase a house with 5 ounces of gold? I mean, that's, to me, that's crazy thinking about it. But all throughout history, people who have been successful at wealth like to take advantages of stock market crashes and things like that, of things that crash and hit bottom really, really cheaply because it can be acquired cheap, and then when it goes back up, then they make a shit ton of money. And I think that's what we're seeing with silver right now. I'm not saying that, oh, yeah, you're going to make millions of dollars buying silver within 10 years. No, this is a very, very long-term wealth storage. This isn't like, buy it and then 2 years later sell it and make, over twice as much as you spent into it. No, this is something that you're going to want to keep for the foreseeable future. And just give you a quick glance. I actually purchased some new Silver Eagles really an uncirculated 2018s just, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I also have another order coming in of silver. I might do another video on that. I don't really think I'm going to do an unboxing, but I'm just saying, back to my point, the main reason why I think silver and gold is a good investment right now is it's cheap. I mean, gold is $1,300, somewhere $1,200, $1,300, which to a lot of Americans, that is a lot of money to spend on 1 ounce, which an ounce of gold is smaller than this. However, I could definitely see gold going much higher than it is now in another 2008 economical situation like that, or even worse, a depression, or God only knows what could happen on Wall Street. But I'm just saying right now. I mean, $15 an ounce. I think one of these these demand a bit of a premium. So if you get them on like APMEX, or I get them from JM Bullion a lot, along with these 1921 Morgans. It's going to cost you about $19. They had a sale, but I unfortunately missed the sale. But that's another thing about these Morgans is right now, a Morgan dollar, I remember back in 2011 when a Morgan dollar from 1921 was around $55. That is a lot of money. I purchased these two in that same order. I can't really get it. Here, I'll show you this one. I got these two Morgan dollars for $19 each. And they are authentic and everything. But that just goes to show that right now, I think I will probably, when I'm older, look back and think to myself, was I really able to get that amount of silver for that cheap? Because right now, silver is ridiculously cheap, at least to me. Because I remember back in 2011 when I first started liking silver and first sparked an interest in old silver coins and everything was shit expensive. And I was like, Jesus, this is not... I was like, this is something, every once in a while. But now, I mean, for one that's not numismatic, like just a 1921 Morgan, I mean, $19 to me, I mean, that's cheap. That's really cheap. Especially me remembering going into coin shops as a kid back in 2012, 2011 when silver was at a peak at that time. But right now it's not, so right now is a good time to buy. But that's just, again, the main reason why I buy silver is not just to collect it, or not just to... I mean, it's nice to have to hand down to future generations, especially if our economy gets worse. I mean, the president called for more quantitative easing and shit like that, so that's always fun. But I think you pretty much get the point, I'm sure, especially if any of you who are watching this already stack silver. It's a wonderful way to preserve wealth. This can go down in price, this can go up in price, but whatever it is, it maintains that same... It maintains its wealth. It's not like paper that can just be inflated because every other dollar that is printed makes every dollar that already existed worth less. And our currency really isn't backed with anything anymore except a promise by the Federal Reserve. So, just something to think about. I may be making more videos on the subject. I really don't know, but that's just my reasons why I like to have silver on hand.